didn't really
Need
the
a
trials. Did you really need them?
Yeah.
When respect to all of the fight. Let me put it out there. I think Europe hasn't got a chance. By the way.
Welcome to the Flowing State of BJJ, where we talk about all things jiu-jitsu. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about CJI, and we're going to talk about the Kids Euros event. So let's get straight onto it. Which one are we doing first?
Let's do CGI.
Let's do CGI. So the Euro trials just went down in London.
Yeah, controversial. Very controversial.
There's some controversial parts of it. Should we talk about the venue first? What do you think of the venue?
Okay, CGI trials, you'd expect some kind of major professionalism. You know, Craig Jones is going up against ADCC here, trying to bring, you know, the fight to more.
Yeah.
IBJJF, CGI is the next big thing.
100%.
So you would have expected some kind of, not saying Los Banditos is not a prestigious place. You know, you've got Owen Flanagan there, you've got Taylor Payman training there, you've got all the big, some of the big boys from the UK, right? But in terms of the event, it was like Fight Club.
It was Fight Club.
It was Fight Club.
Yeah.
And
everyone was having fun, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was there.
I mean, there were beers going on everywhere. I mean, we all saw people getting involved. It was like a big war, wasn't it, between...
So the comparison I was making was with the Australia event.
Yeah.
Where they built a pit wall.
The Lachlan Giles event.
Yeah, the Lachlan Giles event.
Yeah.
So they built a pit wall, it was streamed, there was a announcer who was on point.
Professional, right?
100%, it was very professional.
Yeah.
Whereas this, though, there was a presenter, saw in snippets that it was being streamed on an iPhone.
Correct, yeah. It was a Farah Invitational.
Yep.
Lachlan Giles, the Australasia event. It was like an extension of his personality and his jiu-jitsu, because it's very calculated, very organised.
Yeah.
You know, everything was quite down to script.
Yeah.
We had some good performances. There was a pit, like you said. Then we come to the Euro trials. You know, this is the stage where we can present what the UK has to offer. You know,
Europe has to offer.
Europe, yeah. Even though it was full of Brits, which haven't got a problem. We had like tarp on the floor. There was no barriers between the mats and the crowd.
There was quite a few matches which we just carried on into the crowd, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, just carried on.
If you wanted a 4D experience, this is the place to go, right?
Yes.
So if you want to get involved and you're thinking of black belt and you haven't been on the mats, this is the place to go because you can get involved. It felt very amateurish to me.
The production quality.
Correct,
right?
yeah. And I think you, Barbara mentioned as well, you mentioned is that it was supposed to be streamed on the B Team channel.
That was, so that was the expectation, right? The expectation was, because the other event, the Australia event, was streamed online. So we would expect this one to be streamed.
Yeah. It wasn't the case. It was streamed on Instagram. I was watching it, I think you were watching it on Instagram.
I tried for the former patients ran out.
It was hard work, wasn't it? I mean, I don't know how you guys felt about it, but it was on and off. You got snippets of certain things, and I mean, if you watch the highlights, it looks like the event was
very professional.
But when maybe if you were there in person and the atmosphere was different, but in terms of watching it on the Instagram, it was very chaotic.
Yes.
You know, there were, like I said, there were drinks going on.
Yeah, when people were pouring drinks on the balcony.
Craig Jones probably had his supply of nose beers, as they like to call them in Australia, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a bit all over the place. The word I would say is amateur.
Okay, so that's the production, and the event couldn't hold the capacity that maybe people wanted to go down.
Yeah.
So what about the actual jiu-jitsu that went on there? I was watching, and there was some super technical sequences that we wanted to go back. So there was some very technical jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Taylor Payman do some really good passing sequences. Yeah. But there were some very questionable decisions, right?
Yeah, you would say it was domestic level at best.
Yes.
You know, you'd say, I mean, we're going, you're fighting for $1 million here. This is
against some of the best in the world.
Correct. I mean, if you look at some of the other teams, for example, you've got, I think it's Atos who've bought in Felipe Pena as a wild card.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
And the Euro team has bought in, and I'm not knocking his credentials, but we have to remember he's a full-time solicitor here. Okay. And that's Paul Adriel.
Yes.
Who fought Taylor Payman
in the final.
I mean,
let's talk about the final for a second, because a battle going on and then there was no real decision.
Don't get me started on the controversy.
Yeah, there's no decision, and okay, fair enough. In the CGI trials final, we decided to do ADCC rules.
Yeah.
In essence, I'd say the main game is leg locks and attacks.
Yeah.
Both stand up and try wrestling.
Yeah. Let's go back to the actual in regulation time.
Okay.
There was a big on the main poster card of the CJI2 Euro trials. It was it's basically saying there's no stalling, stalling, no pulling guard, penalty points, all of that. So this is the expectation they give us. You come to the regulation time, Payman and Paul, wild card, full-time solicitor guys, remember. This guy, don't get me wrong, he wins most of the time ADCC trials, but when he's not world level,
he hasn't broken into the international scene yet.
Yeah. You've got Paul, who's a beast on the floor.
Yep.
He's an absolute beast, so we can't knock that.
No.
When it comes to top game, we know that this guy struggles and he
standing, you know, yeah.
Standing or even top when pressure, right?
Yeah.
He's known to kind of stall and camp and certain things. This is the kind of reputation people have got of him, right?
Yeah.
And this is what Taylor Payman himself, when he did a post-fight interview, has said that what he was doing, where were the penalty points? Taylor Payman thought he was going to win. A lot of people thought he was going to win because he was very active at the bottom.
He was trying to get engagement. He was trying to get that.
All you could see him is off-balancing him, but I mean, Payman said that he was just getting palmed in the face and he was so strong. Anyway, we've gone to ADCC rules, which is the main, let's say,
compared to the rival,
the nemesis of CGI2.
Nemesis, yes.
So, and then you're saying you can't pull guard. That takes Taylor Payman out of it. His wrestling is not as good as Paul's. We know that. Yeah. So he's already in the back foot. They're both tired, and Paul gets the decision.
Question here then: do we think that the right man went through? Because we've had this conversation before. I don't think the tournament format is the right format for the trials. I've said that if it's a 4-man tournament, we shouldn't have like brackets the way that we had it. We should have a round robin, everyone fights
like
everyone.
An IBJJF sort of way.
It's only IBJJF if like there's only like 3 people in the category, right?
Okay.
So everyone fights everyone.
Yeah.
And in terms of the event length, it won't extend it that much because there's only 4 people in the bracket.
Yeah.
And that way you can over time see who's the better fighter and you get the best man.
I mean, look, without being disrespectful to any of the guys, they're accomplished professional grapplers here.
Yep.
You don't even need to have the trials to choose the best 4. You've got Owen Flanagan, head coach at Los Banditos. Is he his head coach, right?
So I think he's got his own gym, but he trains at Los Banditos.
Trains at Los Banditos. Anyway, you've got Owen Flanagan for 88 kgs or 99 kgs.
He's competed at 99.
Yeah,
he's a bit light for 99. But
so he's the best ranked out of everyone there. You've got Taylor Payman.
Yes.
He's proven himself. He's
Euro trials winner.
Exactly.
ADCC.
He could fight at 77. He could fight at 88.
I think originally he was at 77.
Correct. And he went up. Correct. Yeah. And then you've got Santara.
Yes.
Who
wasn't even anywhere near.
He was nowhere there. He was not competing. And then you had the guy Owen who's gone over to BT. You didn't even need to have the trials. You could have just picked the best 4. And yes, all right, that's just a lot of them from one particular gym. But then you've got Matthias Sajinski, who's injured.
Though, right?
You've got bicep injury, but he would have automatically been in.
Yeah, 100%.
You've got the guys like Joseph Chen who could have fought for Euros. You've got that Langeker who's injured. His one of his pupils is fighting as well. That would have been both representing. So you've got these kind of guys.
Wojciech you just said as well.
Wojciech, you've got so many people like you've got like I said Flanagan, Santeri, Joseph, potentially you've got Asari as well, who could have fought for Euros, but depending on which country you want to choose or whatever.
Yeah.
So my point is that you didn't really
need
trials. Did you really need them? Yeah. When respect to all of the fighters, like I said, they accomplished. Are they really world level? Look at the guys. You've got New Wave. You've got Atos.
So I've just got some of you mentioned 88 kilos. And 80 kilos, we've got Lucas Canado, who was in CGI before, which is, we know he's got fantastic leg locks, took off some big names in CGI1. We got Badoni, who's multiple times ADCC. And I'm guessing, so looking at this, Badoni's my pick for the 88.
Okay, he's up there. He's up there, definitely.
PJ Barch, I love his style.
PJ Barch. But you got Chris Wachek as well in the 88 kg.
Is he going with B team?
Yeah, he's with B team. He's 2024 PGF silver medalist. He's on a good run at the moment.
100%.
And you know, you've got Giancarlo Bodoni, how you mentioned, two-time ADC world champion. That's, you know, it's a
hard name to overlook, right?
Yeah.
Plus 99, you mentioned him earlier, Felipe Pena.
Beast.
Do you think that changes the outcome?
Well, okay, let's look at the plus 99. You've got Kyle Bohm, who's going on 10th planet.
Yeah.
You've got Big Dan, New Wave.
Yes.
Has to be a favourite.
Yep.
You've got my pick, Victor Hugo, 5-time IBJJF world champion.
Okay.
I just think he's shown to be very competitive in these kind of style talk. For me, I've got my money on Victor Hugo. For plus 99 anyway, Nick Rodriguez is fighting at 99 kg, so they might.
Is he under?
Yeah, so
who's BTN's pick for plus?
BT Victor Hugo.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so
Nick has dropped to minus 99.
So
okay.
I mean, you've got Felipe Pena plus 99, so for me, Felipe Pena or Victor Hugo.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Dan. I'm really bad at these, right? I'm really bad at these. I get them wrong all the time.
Okay.
But I'm gonna pick Big Dan. He hasn't competed a lot recently.
No, he hasn't.
I know he was really ill after the last ADCC run.
Well, don't forget, you've got, for Team Australasia, you've got Bilal Etibari as well.
Yes.
CGI2 Trial 2nd place. So he's not up there with the likes of Felipe Pena and Victor Hugo, but you know, let's see, he's got a chance.
Okay, moving on to minus 99.
Okay, so minus 99, let's mention the name. We've got some good names in there. We've got Ryan Aitken for 10th Planet.
Yes.
Decent, good level.
Yep. Proven.
You've got Luke Griffith, 2024 ADCC silver medalist for New Wave. He's got a good shout, very
100%.
technical. You got Nick Rodriguez,
Yep.
which in that group might be my favourite.
Okay.
But between Nick and Luke for me.
Okay.
Then you've got Atos, who've not released any of the names except Felipe Pena at the moment, so we're waiting for them. You've got Declan Moody, 2024 ADCC Trials winner.
Interesting that he's gone over there rather than, well, actually, if Nick's coming down, he's moving on.
Yeah, 100%. And then you've got the Team Americas who've not released any of their names at the moment. So,
okay. And you're going? Were you going with another one?
For me, it's going to be either Luke or Nick. I've got my money on Luke.
You're money on Luke?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he edged it for me on the ground.
Yes.
You know, because wrestling-wise, no.
Wrestling-wise, not a chance, right? Not a chance.
If it goes down, I think, even against Nick, and I know Nick is super heavy, loves that pressure, you know.
Loves the body lock pass.
Oh, loves it. And
they fought before, right? And I believe Nick won.
Yeah, but it was quite close.
It was close.
It was quite close, so...
Let's see who's improved more.
Yeah, it's going to be a good watch anyway.
Okay, minus 88.
Minus 88, what have we got? Okay, so let me put it out there. I think Europe hasn't got a chance, by the way. So
let's go further down and let's see where Europe
you've got Paul Adilla, who we just mentioned. Team America's not released anyone. You've got Lucas Canard. Come on.
He's strong.
Paul Lucas Canard.
Okay, let's not make let's talk about levels.
You've got Atos, not mention anyone at the moment. You got Chris Wachek, he has to be in the mix as well.
Yes.
Very good. He was, as I mentioned, 2024 PGF silver medalist, so he's coming on. So at 88, you've also got Giancarlo Bodoni, you've got PJ Barch for 10th Planet.
10th Planet, yeah.
It's competitive.
That's a heavy division, that one, isn't it? Yeah.
And then the rest don't really matter, do they? The rest don't really matter. Let's be honest, guys. Which category are you most interested in?
I think that's the category we're watching the most. Yes, so my pick there is Bodoni. I think he's good. I think he's gonna be hard pushed to win that. I think Chris Wojcik is super specialized.
Yeah.
And everyone knows what he's gonna do. I think at this level, he needs something else to his game.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a well-rounded game. He hasn't got the merits at the moment.
He hasn't proven himself like the other guys have.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. In terms of game, I might cross from there. But yeah, so it's going to be a tough one. Let's just mention 77 kg.
Go on.
Because my favourite grappler is in there, Joseph Chen.
Okay.
So we've got Joseph Chen, Lucas Levi.
Go on.
You know, Levi, Jones, Leary.
You got Europe's Powell. Ellis was in there as well.
Yeah, Ellis Younger.
Yeah, he was in 1977.
Yeah, I don't think there was someone else. Sorry guys, I forgot. But yeah, anyway, so we've got Levi Jones and Joseph Chen have to be the favourites, right?
I think Levi Jones is going to take that.
Just because his guard is just, you can't.
So I know Joseph Chen's got amazing guard passing, and that's the battle I want to see.
Yeah.
Joseph Chen trying to pass Levi's guard.
Yeah.
That's going to be
tripod passing, outside passing
versus an open guard and K guard.
That's probably the next thing I'm looking forward to after the 88 kg.
Minus 66, we've gone all this way, we might as well do minus 66.
Yeah, so we've got Gio Martinez, 4-time Planet, decent.
Long time he's been around, forever. Right?
Yeah, 3-time EBI champ, you know, he's used to that rule set, but I don't think they'll be playing EBI. Just imagine if they played EBI all the time with Taylor and Paul, but Paul would have taken it because he's used to that kind of setup where Payment's never competed in
EBI style.
So you got Gio Martinez, you got Dorian Olivares, 2023 ADC Trials winner.
Yeah.
You've got Ethan Krelinston, he's Polaris champ. Atos nobody at the moment. You got Fabricio Andre. Now he was the wild card entry for Team Australasia. He's 2021 IBJJF World Champion.
Yeah.
Come on now, look at this. And I know I'm going back to something that we've already covered, but you've got our Euro wildcard, which is Paul.
Yes.
You know, full-time sister, like I mentioned, guys, you know. And you've got...
He's going to have you put some charges at the end of this.
Going to get me for defamation of character,
yes.
not guilty. Yeah.
But in that bracket, we've got Owen Jones, and Owen Jones has got... So he's been to ADCC, he's a veteran of ADCC.
Yeah. Now, I've got over here Owen Jones on the Team Europe. I'm sure there was some kind of thing about him going to B team.
B team?
Yeah, so I'm not sure what's happened there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know Craig Jones is talking about on the B team podcast as well.
Yeah.
Talking about Owen Jones coming over to B team, so I don't know what's happened there. So
that'd
that's
be
a bit,
interesting drama.
Yeah.
Interesting drama.
So yeah, so we've covered most of them, haven't we there?
Yes, I think we've covered all the brackets.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the release of Atos and what they're going to bring to it, and the Team America, the Misfits.
Oh, that the Team Americas is one. So you've got Brazil and you've got USA, probably the two highest competitive.
They have the best jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, they do. For me, America's the best jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
But we can save that for another
episode.
Yeah.
So the other big event that's been going on now that we've talked about CGI is the Kids Euros that have just gone.
Yeah.
And UK sent quite a few kids and we did really well.
Yeah.
But one in particular I want to give a shout out to is a student who comes here, he trains at Game Fight, he trains all over the place.
Yeah.
It's Daha.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of his Instagram posts, he gives a lot of credit to the coaches.
Correct, yeah.
And I think he's being humble. His father runs his Instagram, I think he's being humble. I think one of the biggest assets that Daha's gained is the knowledge his dad has. Now, a lot of people don't know this, right? But his dad has personals, right, with several black belts.
Oh, wow.
And him himself has been promoted to black belt.
Oh, wow.
Right? And I'll insert a clip of him getting his black belt.
Oh.
So as much as he leans on other people, right,
is that why you invited him to take some of the classes at Game Fight as well?
he hasn't accepted, unfortunately.
Okay.
But
maybe because we can't afford his wages or something.
We'll keep working on it.
Yeah.
We'll get him here.
Yeah.
Right? Because some of his knowledge from bottom position is amazing. I have some sessions with him.
Yeah. Have you started to incorporate that into your game as well?
So I'm still not quite in my game yet.
Yeah.
But some of the students, I've relayed the information.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it doesn't quite, because bottom game isn't the game that I really play.
Okay.
I'm more of a top try pressure passing.
Yeah.
But his knowledge from underneath
is
absolutely special.
It reminds me of his coaching style. Reminds me of the great John Danaher as well. How he breaks things down and his attention to detail, but
100%.
That's why he's deservedly a black belt.
He is 100%.
You know,
it's just a little unknown. Like he gave a lot of people credit in his Instagram about, he trains here and thank you to this coach and thank you to this coach. But there's a lot of credit on his head because he does a lot of. Obviously, he does a lot of traveling, does all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's also the knowledge that he passes on.
Yeah, I think that has been. Must show his father the credit off camera because obviously he didn't mention him on the Instagram post,
he didn't know.
but that he must have that knowledge, you know, in a special place in his
Yeah,
heart. Obviously,
100%.
come from his dad, and his
Yeah.
dad being a black belt,
100%.
magnificent. Yeah.
Is there any other big news that we need to?
I think we need to mention. I know we've covered quite a lot on the CGI trials, but I think we have to end the podcast with the infamous Superman dive by the great Ben
we didn't
Bennett from
mention it.
Mataleo.
We've seen the Superman punch in UFC,
Yeah,
and we've
yeah.
seen that stuff. So as the match is going on, there's a forward and back. Pearman's trying
There's
to
a
pass.
minute left.
Yeah,
Pearman's
I'm going back here.
Okay,
I'm going back here to how we get to this position,
Okay.
right? So Pearman's trying to pass, Ben's doing a
Yeah,
good job
yeah.
retention and stopping him, and eventually Pearman does almost like a knee cut,
Yeah.
passes, gets them out.
Yeah.
There's a long exchange here where Pearman's trying to raise Ben's arm above his elbow.
Yeah,
Ben's
yeah.
doing really good work,
But
keeping it down.
triangle on, he's
Oh yeah, he had
his
it.
bicep,
Yeah,
seeing it, but
yeah. Most of like the corner saying, "Turn, give him your back
yeah,
to try
but
getting
Ben
out."
didn't.
Ben, at that point, I'm not sure that was the right advice because
Yeah.
Pearman was a mount.
Yeah, yeah.
If Pearman had step off, Ben could have turned.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Pearman knew this, and Pearman just stayed in
Yeah,
mount.
yeah.
He's putting the pressure on.
Yeah,
He
heavy pressure.
He hasn't got enough pressure to finish it because he needs to get the extra pressure. He needs
Yeah,
to get off mount.
yeah.
So there's a super technical battle going here.
Okay.
And eventually Ben escapes.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And there's a minute left.
Yeah.
Right? A minute of absolute chaos.
For me, I think Ben summed the whole
Event
up.
in that minute. In that last minute.
And you know what? Kudos to Ben
Yeah.
for giving it everything.
100%.
Because that last minute come, I don't know where he got that shot of nitrous oxide from, but he was getting, there were knee cuts flying, there was Toriando, the steamer lock was coming on, and then out of nowhere, Marvel entered the building and the Superman came. I just wish he made it over his guard, right into the guard, and put on some kind of.
I'd expect an instructional of that.
it was immense, but kudos to Ben. He tried everything. You know, I think it was a fair reflection of his game anyway. But
Yes,
we can speak about that on another podcast. But it was super entertaining, that particular fight. And then, do we need to mention when it went onto the couch?
Oh, we can, yeah, 100%.
So that was, I think Ben took the fight to the couch as well when someone nearly stepped on one of his students, his up-and-coming student leg.
That's already in the brace, right?
Correct, yeah. So.
And a bit of pushing and shoving off the mats,
Yeah.
but it will soon calm down.
Yeah.
But I think that was the whole atmosphere was very rowdy.
Yeah, it was rowdy, it was raw, there were drinks, it was like Fight Club
Yes.
crossed with a brawl from the streets, but it was entertaining.
It was, and I think there was an awesome picture of Ben flying through the air against Pearman. Yeah, Pearman's got palm in his face.
Yeah.
But if you look in the background, everyone's got a smile on their face.
Yeah.
And I think that last minute kind of summed it
Yeah.
up. Musab fought as well. So Musab is one of the coaches at Game Fight, and he fought. He's obviously a student of Matt Leo, student of Ben's, and he fought, and he had. It's really hard when people drop out last minute.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to go against Ozbek, who's a very judo heavy,
stand-up guy,
and I think in the lead up to it, that was obviously a lot of his preparation.
Correct, yeah.
Because he would have wanted to counter the stand-up judo style with some wrestling.
Yeah.
That's probably. I'm just guessing here. I haven't had the conversation with him, but that's probably what I would have guessed. Or take it to the floor and try doing it there. And then you get a new person who's coming.
Yeah, but can we mention Ozbek? Maybe I felt like he might have been running away a little bit.
Okay. This is
He fell down some stairs apparently.
So this is the narrative that's come out. He fell down some stairs. Tubsi, does falling downstairs hurt?
No, I hurt my back, but not your foot.
Well,
It doesn't. It does and it doesn't. I mean, I don't know, but yeah. For banter, he pulled out because he was scared.
Okay then. So what's the narrative here? Like, why would he pull out? Why would he be scared of that fight? What's going to happen?
The only thing what I could think in my mind is quite creative. So, in my mind, it would be that, and this is no disrespect to Musab. Musab is high level purple belt. He's up and coming.
Yep.
He's putting himself out there. He's
100%.
he's
to
not-
accept that match.
Yeah, he's not scared.
Takes cojones,
yeah,
right?
it takes cojones, and he's got, you know.
If you watch what Uzbek has done to some other people on Polaris.
Exactly, I know a lot of people who wouldn't take the fight.
Yep.
Musab accepted. Anyway, and this is not to take anything away from Musab. For me, in my head, if Uzbek somehow lost the match,
Okay.
yeah, who has he lost to?
Okay.
He lost to an up-and-coming purple belt,
Yeah.
and you know, who's not the name of what Musab's going to be in 3-4 years, because
Yeah.
he's definitely going to be out there.
Yep.
So that's the only thing that I could see.
Do you
but-
think it was reputational protection?
Correct. It was reputational damage just in case, because Musa was up for this fight.
Oh, he was.
You could see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
He was just up for it, and I think that might have played a little bit in his head. Maybe not the main reason, but that's what I'm thinking.
So you think he fell down the stairs and then exaggerated the injury, maybe?
For me, yeah.
To say, oh, I'm injured,
Yeah.
I can't take this fight.
I like controversy, so I'm going with that. Yeah. So then he fights. Who comes in? Stefan comes in.
Yeah.
Silver
Who-
medalist at IBJJF 2024.
Who's nowhere near as big as him.
No.
But still a big opportunity because of the eyes that he got put on, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, shall we mention the match?
Oh, we can, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the match is what they were standing up. It was to and froing, fighting for underhooks, wrestling, and then I think when Stefan took Musab's back, he got double unders and
Yeah.
you know took the
Yeah.
back. Yes, would it have happened if there was more space on the mats?
Okay, yeah. 'cause
Would it have happened?
I don't think so.
I don't think so as
I
well.
don't think so.
And then you've got Musab's playing turtle. He's going from a defensive transition to trying to regard and
Yeah,
to,
and then back and
you know, 'cause
forward, yeah.
you know, they call him the baby hippo. It's putting immense pressure on him, but
And there was a 10 kilo weight difference.
correct. We have to mention that. You could tell the guy
Yeah,
was jacked.
he's big.
You know, we need to do some testing after the fight. But, you know, but yeah, there was 10 kg difference, and even from if you want to be critical of Stefan's performance, could he have done more to finish?
Yeah.
Couldn't see it coming on, but Musab looked comfortable there.
Yes, he was very comfortable in his defensive posture,
Yeah.
especially in turtle.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like there was much to break it down.
No. There was a point where Musab's got the single now,
Yeah.
and he lifted him up, and he just couldn't, you know, but it just shows you the strength of Musab and the grit that he has.
Yeah.
So
I think that was at the part of the fight, at the early part of the fight where it was in the domain that Musab had trained for, right?
Yeah.
Because if he trained for Uzbek, he's training standing, he's training single legs. Because
Yeah.
when you go up against a judo guy, you don't really want to be throwing underhooks in.
No,
So he's
no.
picking legs up, and you
Yeah.
can see almost the game plan for Uzbek. Had been,
Yeah.
like that's what he was going to
Yeah,
try doing.
yeah.
And it was working because if that guy is 10 kilos lighter,
yeah,
Musab lifts him clean up into the air
like he's nothing.
like he's nothing.
The guy was a big lad.
Our guy was a big lad, yeah, 100%.
I mean, props to Musab. He
you put it out there.
put it out there, a lot of exposure for him.
Look forward to his next match.
Yeah, everything's developing. So well done to him. Well done to all of them.
Yes, yeah,
You know,
100%.
so-
Look forward to moving on to the actual main event.
Yeah. So
Seeing how the performance is, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I guess we can on the next one we can talk about we've got Atos to look forward to. We've got Team of Medicals to look forward to. And then we've got the brackets,
Yeah.
then the actual event itself. So there's
And if there's anything that anyone wants us to go over, just mention it in the comments. We'll pick it up.
Yeah, certainly if you want to let us know about some of our views, some of the controversial thoughts that I have, because I have a lot of them, let us know. Anything you want to see, like Bob mentioned, we'll try to cover in the next one.
All right. Respect.
Yeah,
Catch you on the next one.
see you later, guys.
Take care.